Isekai is one of the most oversaturated genres in all of anime, and I mean we've seen everything from getting hit by a truck to falling into a game or even reincarnating as a vending machine. But thanks to Isekai's oversaturation, we either end up with an absolute anime masterclass or the complete opposite, being an absolute stinker. I mean, there's literally not really an in-between when it comes to Isekai. So today I'm going to be watching the 3 lowest rated Isekai anime on my anime list that I can find, and I can confidently say I'm probably going to need a refund on my brain cells after this video. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this disaster. First up, we've got Promise of Wizard. Now, this anime is based on a mobile game, and I find that anime based on mobile games either end up absolutely cooking or absolutely sucking. And since this is one of the lowest rated isekai, I kind of knew which one that was going to be. And it's safe to say that I was absolutely correct. Basically, the story of this is the protagonist Akira gets isekai'd into a magical world where she meets a bunch of beautiful wizard boys who will want to protect her, kiss her, or I don't really know, okay? This show's just an absolute mess. I mean, yes, I can't deny the characters look good. The music is soft and whimsical, but the pacing is so slow and just not engaging at all. I mean, there's literally about 67 main cast members, so you just don't actually get to know or remember any of them, and honestly, this anime was just boring. And look, I'm not saying that every anime needs intense action or a deep storyline, because I love myself some mid as fuck isekai, but Promise of Wizard feels like it doesn't even try to be engaging at all. I mean, there's literally zero tension, the magic system is meh, and every episode feels like you've just been ejected into the sparkling void in Among Us. I mean, genuinely, the only good thing about this anime is the art style, and that's extremely disappointing. So it's safe to say that I wouldn't recommend this anime to anyone who hasn't played the game. But if you're someone who has played the game, then maybe you might enjoy seeing your favourite characters animated, even though the show is honestly poo. You know what? Poo seems a little bit kind, okay? It was shit. So overall, it's safe to say that Promise of Wizard was extremely boring, and if I had to give it a rating, I'm going to give it a 3.7 out of 10. I mean, I'm not sure what the anime might be on now, but at the time of me watching it, it was on a MAL rating of about 5, and I can't even bring myself to match that because honestly, it was so horror. But looking on the bright side of life, at least now that I've started with an absolute stinker, I can only assume that the next 2 anime I watch can only get better from here. So let's move on to the next one. And next up, we have Marchen Madchen. At least I think that's how you say it. And I can't lie to you guys, this one being here low-key broke me a little bit because it didn't live up to the potential that I low-key thought it might have. I mean, the premise of this anime was actually kind of cool on paper to me because it's about girls who become magical avatars of classical storybooks. I mean, we're talking books like Cinderella, The Tale of Princess Kaguya, and other fairy tales, except the twist is that they fight each other in this big tournament-style school battle thing. Which, to me, on paper, sounded like it could be really fun to watch, but it wasn't. And honestly, I don't really know how to explain what went wrong here. The early episodes of this anime were actually okay, but there were definitely nothing special. I mean, the animation was pretty much always subpar from the beginning, but I held out hope that it would get better as the show went on, only for it to end up taking a massive nosedive and somehow get worse. Still watchable, but worse. And I'm actually kind of sad about that because I have no idea what went wrong here. I mean, honestly, the whole thing just felt pretty lazy and the production quality just absolutely left the chat, which was really disappointing, but also kind of impressive. I mean, I really have to hand it to whoever animated this because they cooked up some scenes that must have been extremely hard to do on Microsoft Paint. No, but seriously, this anime definitely was bearable and watchable. It wasn't as bad as I'm making it out to be, but it is just a little bit embarrassing to know that the final episode of this anime was delayed for over a year and still felt mid. And because of that, I'm genuinely kind of lost for words when it comes to this anime because I don't think it was all terrible and I really saw the potential it had based on the concept. But the execution of it just didn't hit and the production issues really didn't help with that. So overall, I'd give this anime a 4.5 out of 10 for me, and I'm only giving it that extra 0.5 because of the fact I liked the concept. But if I'm being totally honest, honest, it was probably on roughly the same standard of Promise of Wizard, which I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. So if you can't tell, I'm already really starting to regret doing this video, and I'm praying that the next anime is much better than these two. And here we are, the final boss of this video. And I say final boss not because it's actually the last anime in this video, but because Conception might genuinely be the king of cursed isekai. And honestly, that's a big title to give this anime, but let me set the stage for you and you'll understand why I say that. Essentially, a high school boy gets transported to a magical world and is told that he needs to make star children with 12 different girls, each representing a zodiac sign, in order to save the world from evil. And that is the entire plot. And somehow this anime is actually worse than it sounds. You see, despite this being one of the worst rated isekai anime, me being me, I went into it having a little bit of hope for it. I thought to myself, okay, maybe they'll do all this tastefully. Maybe it's not actually weird and they'll just find something that happens to spawn a star child or something like that. But no. This whole series of dating sim events where the goal is essentially to bond with each girl, if you will, and then out pops a magical baby ready to go and fight monsters. You might have realized I sound a little bit confused as I explain that, and that's because honestly, I still don't know how to describe it. I guess you could say it's kind of like Pokemon breeding, but for humans. So yeah, it's just pretty strange, but don't think that's it, because it gets worse than that. I mean, there's literally a talking raccoon named Mana who narrates the show and does literally nothing except constantly break the fourth wall to make dirty jokes and call out how ridiculous the plot is. So I guess if there's any positives we can take from this show, it's the fact that it knows itself it's cursed. And honestly, I've got to hand it to them and that little raccoon, because as weird as this anime was, I was low-key never bored. I was confused and disturbed repeatedly, but never really that bored. So despite my better judgment, I'm actually going to go ahead and rate it slightly higher than its My Anime List score and give Conception a 5 out of 10. I mean, it was absolutely a fever dream of cringe chaos and just a whole lot of cursed things going on, but I kind of respect the fact that it committed to it and found a way to stay at least somewhat entertaining. But I am also very glad that it's over and I never have to watch it again. But yeah, those were the 3 lowest rated isekai anime I could find, and it's safe to say that I have very serious regrets about wasting my time watching them, because honestly, it wasn't worth it. I mean, Promise of Wizard looked visually nice, but it felt like I was scanning a 5-course meal of nothing but pure air. Marchen Madchen, or however you say it, had a really cool concept, but just collapsed under its own production disaster. And Conception, well, that one should probably come with a lot of warnings and a therapist on standby. But hey, luckily for you guys, I watched them, and that means you don't have to. With that being said though, let me know in the comments which cursed isekai you think was the worst of all time, or better yet, recommend me some good ones, or maybe even worse ones to either cleanse my soul or sink me into despair. And if you haven't already, then make sure you smack that like button and hit subscribe for more anime content. And if you want another video to watch, then you should probably check out the video on screen now. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.